As a new videographer or photographer, you never turn down the opportunity to learn something new, especially when opportunity arises. So I was asked to come shoot a gender reveal video. Never done one before, I've only heard about them, and then as I started to research it, I realized that that's a pretty big deal. The mystique and the excitement of not knowing what the gender of your child is going to be until one shared moment is a very special thing, and it's just going crazy on the internet. I really had no idea, but I had a blast doing it, no pun intended, because that's actually what we wound up doing. And they said that they were only going to blow up this very small bomb with some powder in it to reveal, and I didn't have a clue. I just knew that I needed to bring some equipment. Even though that it was not a paid job, and I suggest that, like I said before, if you're new at this, or even for a seasoned veteran, and you get the opportunity to spend just a short amount of time doing something different, go do it. That way you have a better perspective of what to expect the next time. It's called experience. I got out there and I brought my two GoPros. I brought the GoPro Hero 7, the GoPro Hero 8. I brought my Canon EOS R for all of my main shots, and I brought my Mavic 2 Pro. And when we got out there and I saw the size of the bomb, the powder that they use, and then they take some blue powder and lay it on top of it, and they put it probably about 100 yards out. I put my drone up in the air. I really didn't know how large of an explosion that was going to be. And you'll see in the video, I'm not that far from it. And then the GoPro Hero 8, being that it shoots in 240 frames per second, I figured I'd get a nice perspective of this bomb going off in slow motion. So a lot of things, I had no idea what I was going to do, and so I just set it up and rolled. And I captured, because it was such short notice as well, they just asked me, they know I have equipment, and they said, can you come out and just cover it? Of course, I can't just cover it. I'm gonna have to make some sort of a movie out of it to make it a special moment, because being that I've gotten into this, and a lot of you do the same thing, you can't just capture a moment anymore. You have to make it a deal. You have to put it on YouTube so you'll always have it. And the further you go along in this endeavor of creating videos, the faster you get out of it. So it really isn't a stretch to spend a couple of hours to capture a couple of hours of video just to have documented. And even if you don't share it on YouTube, you can at least have it there as a private file to be able to look at later on. But this one I felt like I needed to share because it was my first experience. And after the video, I'm going to talk about what I learned from actually shooting this, and what I would do next time, and what I could probably do to improve the entire video production whatsoever. Now, like I said, I did it for absolutely no money at all. I did it for the experience. We tried to look all official too. My wife made some shirts, and so we all had the Sean Helms Media shirts, and people thought we had just stormed the beach. But it was really cool, and I think that they were taken aback a little bit by the amount of quality and professionalism that my team actually portrayed. So I hope you enjoy the video, and let's roll.
Give them the discernment they need, Lord. Father, we thank you for everything. We thank you for your many blessings, and especially this blessing we're celebrating today. Father, the blessing of life. Father, we thank you so much for everything. We just pray that you bless this food.
It doesn't really seem like there's a lot of moving parts during this entire filming episode, but I had my Canon EOS R, of course, focused on the main table where the trigger man was sitting, Dad, and the whole family, so we could capture the entire reaction, everybody. So I used my Tamron 24-70 and I backed it off, so I was pretty much at 24 so I could get a pretty wide angle of everybody there. And I used a variable ND filter because it was bright out there and it was hot. It was over 100 degrees and we were sweating to death. I'm glad that my wife made the white t-shirts because any other color we would have just been miserable the whole time. We were only out there for about an hour and a half. But I had the other GoPro set up near the explosion area, and then I had the Mavic 2 Pro, and it was up in the air. I gave the thumbs up. I said roll. They did the countdown. The father shot the round, and this thing ignited, and it shook everything. It shook so bad, and I was standing by a tin shed behind it. Just habit, didn't want to get hit by anything, didn't want any debris. Not to mention I'm trying to stay out of everybody's scene. You know, whoever's capturing, other family members, they all had their cell phones out there. As soon as it went off, I looked up just to see if my Mavic 2 Pro was flying still. I could see it in the camera, but I was in disbelief because this explosion went off and it shook the world. And then I looked at the GoPro and I had it on a tripod and it hadn't been touched, but then I played it back at 240 frames per second when I got home. Every bit of debris blew past this thing and nothing touched it whatsoever. I might have been able to get a little bit closer, but you know what? I'm happy with what I got. The family was happy with what they got. And from now on, you know, I will probably buy some plexiglass or something for the GoPros so, you know, debris doesn't hit it if I ever have to do that again. Get some clamps to hold the plexiglass in front of it. I won't use a Mavic 2 Pro that close on such a large explosion. I will probably use the Mavic Mini. It would have been very sufficient for what we shot there. I really wish we could have got some more of these set up, but like I said, it was such short notice. I would have liked to get out there, you know, kind of practicing for a wedding photography video shoot where you capture them preparing the meals at the church where we went to after, and everybody got to congratulate the husband and wife on their new baby boy and just enjoy some food together. So I was really excited to be part of this. I was more excited to actually learn something new and get a little practice in with other members of a team, my wife and Jeff, you know, and setting up roles for everybody. So I think it was, for short notice and ease of use, the GoPro inside the church was the best answer for the scenario because I didn't know what to expect. And very little information. This literally happened the day prior, and I was like, hey, can you do this? And I said, absolutely, let's do it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you gained a little bit of something out of it as well. Please hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and watch out for more content, and I will see you all next week.